Hello everyone and welcome back to Caba. And as you can see in this episode, we're going to be building this beach that gives a very nice vibe to the city as well as some other stuff. And right before start with the speech of the build of the beach, I want to address something that I include in the intro of the video. Is the part that I managed my way to finish it in between episodes, and I decided to not include the footage because I don't want to put most of the same stuff that we have in previous builds. I just wanted to let you know that I have already finished it and it went very nice. I really love what I was able to achieve. Even though that I had the previous experience with the other part, I had to build it in 3 separate times. I sat down, I built a part, then I turned off the game, then I came back, I built another part, I turned off the game once again, and that was the only way that I could achieve it because I don't like too much landscaping, and doing this always the same gets me very tired. So that's why it was a very painful and hard part of this build, and I decided to not include this because it will turn up to be very large. And starting with today's video, as you can see, I decided to expand the apartment complex that we already had. I built 8 more apartment buildings, and I didn't want to do too much landscaping and stuff in here. That's why I stick to this network that I found in the workshop that are very helpful when you want to decorate some parts. You can place them, and they include trees, and other don't include trees. These are very, very helpful. I stick to this in this part, and in here I try to do like something that separates this road that's going to be somewhat like a common road from the apartment complex. Even though that these buildings are going to be facing the beach and the shops that we're going to be placing, these are part of the apartment complex, and we don't want them to be like too mixed with this area over here. Now you see me trying to fix the parking. I am sticking to a parking road that comes from the normal parking lot roads pack. You can see me placing the markings. This is very useful because works like a normal road that has parking on both sides, and people can go across or can maybe park and go to the shops. And this is going to work like a parking for the beach, so people that comes to the beach can park in here. That's why you see me putting all these crossings in all the areas, because I want to provide these people with an access from the parking lots and from the apartments to the beach. And this street that you are see me placing right now, this is the special street that we are using in other episodes that is only for deliveries. This will be the area where the trucks are going to have to come to deliver their goods to the stores in here. So I decided to stick to the same type of building and the same strategy that I was using in previous videos, because I find that they work very nice. So I went to the wooden pedestrian road path that is in the Steam workshop. It always has been in the Network Extension 2 pack, but since it was giving some sort of problems with some other mods, I decided to go to the workshop and download these pads individually so I can use them. I'm gonna be using more look like these pads in the future for fixing some stuff, but this will make the job very easily. As you can see in this part, we are placing some pads, some concrete pads, but these are not going to be permanent because I'm going to be using them by the moment, because I want to see where I'm going to be able to place some stuff and where I can eliminate the areas of the beach, and these are going to be only used for this purpose in this moment. And later on I'm going to be changing it to the invisible pad that is in the Steam workshop, but it's gonna be very helpful, especially for this stage when you are placing some decoration. I try to place the decoration strategically so people can go like very near to it, and since like the people is just walking in the beach and going to random places, but they are really not, they are walking through a path, and this is gonna make it look more realistic. That's the same thing that I wanted to achieve when I was placing these umbrellas. I tried to place them with different designs that I found at the Steam workshop. This is a whole pack that comes with all those umbrellas, and I try to use as much as I can so it doesn't seem like the same always. As well I did with the towels. I tried to place them in random forms and maybe in different parts depending, because most of the time no one is deciding where to place the towels. It's mainly the people when they want to, okay, I'm gonna take the sun, they decide to place the umbrella, the towel far away from the umbrella. If they want to take less sun, they place it under the umbrella. That's very personal decision. And then I decided to go to do some minor landscaping. I tried to place the coconut tree randomly, some in the middle of the areas that we had umbrellas and stuff like that, so it can look more natural, and I really achieved what I really wanted. In here you can see me replacing all the roads with the ones that are invisible, and now I'm gonna focus in the spawn points for the buildings. I wanted to be very quick because this is something that we have done before. Then I realized that what I was doing wasn't the right thing, because I was copying and pasting the spawn points. Then I realized that every building deserves a custom-made spawn point, because some of them even have like gates where the delivery truck can go inside the building. So I took my time and I achieved something in here. Now going back to the story, maybe the mayor right now wanted to build like a new university because he is having a very high demand for highly educated workers, and he didn't want to bring a lot of people from other maybe Providence countries, regions or stuff. I don't know, this is going to be like a country or a region, I don't know, but we really wanted to stick to local people to work in our jobs. And from now on, since we're gonna be having offices and stuff that requires at least few highly educated people. We're going to be working with that to produce them in the city. That's why I decided to go to build an university. In here you can see me building a very customized intersection. I learned this with the Yumbo channel. You can go and check him out. He's very good at making this type of intersections. This is not maybe the one that we need in here, maybe not the one that suits all our needs, but I really wanted to practice using this type of intersection in here because I think that is going to be very handy in the near future. So I really wanted to go with it very customized, so I remove all the lightings, and as you can see, I'm using the blank road. I'm going to be placing my customized lines and stuff. This is why I stick to the blank road in most of the build that we have done, because at some point maybe I can upgrade it to a vanilla one or someone that includes lines and stuff, or maybe I can choose to build my own and put my own markings, and maybe I can download some props and stuff that we can place in the street, some signs. That's one thing that I wanted to use in this build. But right here I am very pleased with what I am achieving in here, even though that I am going to something very simple. You can maybe say that, hey, you have a road that is exactly the one that you are building, but no, it's not the same road. In here I'm putting my own markings in. You can see that I am going to be placing this like weird color, maybe not the most beautiful that we can find, but it's my road, my custom road, and that's what I wanted to do something different. And as I said, it served me like a practice for a future build. And in here you're gonna see me that I had a little struggle to connect it to the other road, the one that comes from the beach, because this would serve like a secondary access. We're going to be placing some chops in here, and maybe we want people to be able to come from the main avenue and from these areas that are very important, the beach and the apartment, to come to the shops, work, and maybe spend some money. And as well, the goods truck can use this road to deliver something. That's why we were like trying to do something special in here. But as you can see me, I struggle with the spacing in between the nodes. One thing very important when you are trying to do this type of intersections and road is to have the same spacing from the nodes in one road and the other, because when you are trying to connect to other roads, you may want to have the exact node placed in the exact place. In here you see one of the main advantages that I see from this build is that you can add more realistic intersections and nodes to the build. It's something very common in the Dominican Republic to have intersections that allow only right turns, not left turns. Why? Because this serves like a traffic. This gives a lot of traffic advantage, and that's more realistic. That's why in real life it's very used. So in here, this is going to be a very crowded area because we're gonna receive a lot of students. Right now we are aiming for something that will provide most of at least 5,000 or 6,000 student places or places for highly educated students. We are aiming for something that it will receive at least 5,000 or 6,000 students, and at some point this is going to be a very crowded area, so we want to minimize the impact of the traffic in here. Now you see me placing some unique buildings to the area. You can tell, hey, why he is placing unique buildings, because they are not going to serve like university. And you're wrong, they are not supposed to serve like an university. Even if you go to the Rico properties, you're not going to be able to convert this type of building into an university or a hospital or something like that. But I downloaded the service cube that you saw me using in the park, and you have even university service cube, you have trash service cube, police, and all this stuff. You can maybe not convert the building natively into that, but you can use the service cube and it will work. I plan to hide it under the unique buildings when I have more students, because right now I don't have the need for that, and to make the buildings work like if they were meant to be part of the university. I even have a clinical laboratory in here. This is something that I can maybe use and supposed to be like the laboratories of the university, but not right now. Right now it will work like a medical facility, but in the near future we're gonna change that, and that's something that will help for the amount of students that we're going to be having in the area. And as you can see, I'm really pleased with what I was able to achieve in here. I feel that we are missing something, like some sort of office or any building that fits in this area in here. And I really didn't want it to stick to these Japanese style buildings, because maybe I can use it for another part of the build. But by now, until I download some assets that are more university appealing, this really suits more the need that I have, because I wanted to fill the space. Even this gap in between those two buildings, I managed to do something with it, because I used the network that I download and I placed a single path in the middle, and it really worked very, very good. It makes the area to suit like it really belongs to an university campus. And as you can see, we were able to achieve a very nice thing with this university build. And we really are making something very nice for the city. Right now you see me extending the metro line, because I think that we can provide these guys with an entry directly to the university. That's why I'm going to be placing this metro stop in here. And when I was doing this, I realized that the metro stop comes with pillars, and this pillar cannot be taken off like when you have the tram tracks or the metro tracks. Sorry, you can, with the move it mode, you can take off the pillars, but in here you can only use it with procedural option or with procedural object. Sorry, once again. And that's something that I really don't want to do, because if you use procedural object in here, you can maybe ruin the stop, and you're gonna have to use something like, maybe use it like a just like a normal building in there that looks like a metro stop, but it won't work like this. And in here I was trying to place the pillars, but I think that I'm going to be changing it in the near future, because they were somewhat big for the street, and since I don't have the same height that I had in the other street that we were building, we're not going to be able to maybe place some roads and that the cars can go under the street. Now I went to this part of the build where I decided that in here, in between the apartments and the university, we could have like some shoppings and stuff. I really didn't achieve something very realistic. I don't know. If you think that it's not realistic, you can let me know in the comments. But if you think that it is, you can tell me that in the comments too. Because I really placed some expensive shops in front of the university and in between these apartment blocks, and this may be not the ideal location for these shops, but I think that they look very good, and I am trying to make the city look good as when I am recording this episode. Maybe in the near future we can destroy this and move it to another place. Even they start destroying themselves, because since these buildings are level 3, most of them start to change to level 1, to the generic ones. Then I had to destroy them and place them again, then mark them as historical. This can cause some problems, because these are going to stick like a level 1 building until we manage to do something. I am going to download the mod that force them to level up, so I can have them without, they will complain for lack of maybe land value and stuff. They don't have enough workers, and in order to get rid of that, we're going to have them to upgrade or to level up. That's the word. They're going to have to level up. But that's something that we're going to be doing in near future. We're going to have this working very nice as it's supposed. And that's gonna be it for today. I'm really pleased with how this episode turned off. I hope that you enjoy. Please like the video, share it if you want, and subscribe to our channel. Remember that I'm going to be trying to upload videos at least twice a week, and keep supporting. That's good for the channel. Thank you for being here.